Hello, family and friends. Welcome to another episode of Not Psych, the podcast, but Mental Health Conversations with Nerat-Dagwi. So I decided, after giving it a long thought, to change the name of my podcast. And this is because I want it to cover a bigger scope. I think the name just sounds better, and I believe that the scope will be wider. So yeah, I'm more committed to being consistent. I know that I haven't been consistent in putting out episodes regularly, but that is about to change. In fact, that has already changed. So moving on, I will be dropping new episodes bi-weekly, and I hope that you enjoy. Into the episode for today. From the title, it says, Dear Jambite. Everybody in Nigeria knows who a Jambite is if you're listening from Kenya or South Africa, America, or the UK, or even Russia or China or India. Okay, in Nigeria, we call them Jambite because they write an exam, JAM, that's Joint Admissions Matriculation Board. The exams that they write is called UTME, that's United Tertiary Matriculation Examination. So this is I can compare it with SATs, it's not as intense, but it's the most important and most foundational exam you have to take if you want to go into any university, any federal, state, any university at all. So yeah, first year, 100 level, they're all called Jambite because they've just written JAM. So I will be reading some letters from some of my friends and colleagues that have finished school. Some are still in their undergraduate years, but most of them are done. And I reached out to them and asked them for their piece of advice to anyone who is coming into the university for the first time. And this is what they have to say. I hope that you listen attentively and take their word for it, take their advice. And if you are not a Jambite, you have one more year of university left, or you have 2 more years or 3 more years, you can still apply this advice. Don't let it go down the drain. It's still going to be useful. All right, let's begin. Dear fellow, welcome to the university. This is a critical path in your journey to destiny. Going through the university doesn't necessarily guarantee success in life, but it is a meaningful addition to your adventure. The university feels like a whole new world, believe me. However, many have gone this way before. It is only kind to write this down for your journey. I wish someone did the same for me. You should focus on these 3 things in the days of your undergraduate. 1. Know your God. This is where it holds together. To know your God is to know your values, your moral principles, and your motivation. You cannot afford to go on this journey without having this one thing settled. Know your God, and you will know thyself, as Shakespeare admonished. Know your God, and you will have insured yourself against every eventuality on this adventurous trip. Good fellow, promising fresher, know your God. 2. Be a lifelong learner. A lifelong learner is someone who understands that education is not limited to the classroom or the school. A lifelong learner knows better to commit to learning as a lifestyle. For a man who ceases to learn must be a corpse. Your education in the university is not limited to lectures alone. Read your assigned text. Discuss the practicality of your course content with friends. Ask questions in class. Create and sustain healthy conversations about what you are learning in the lecture theatre and without. Find the practicality of what you are studying in your life. You can make learning as fun as it should be for you, just how you want it. By all means, worthy and true, be a lifelong learner. 3. Be intentional about your network. You must be familiar with the timeless piece of advice: bad company corrupts good manners. We could also say good company corrects bad manners. Good fellow, promising fresher. You cannot afford to be careless about this one. To travel far is to go alongside others, and to travel faster, go alone. Wisdom recommends the former. Travel alongside others. God said it is not good for man to be alone. You need a tribe to wade the waters of university. It isn't about academic work alone. You cannot live without support and encouragement. Your network only evolves into investments in the long run. Your network shapes your character and outlook too. There is more to intimate human relationships. In conclusion, explore your interests, volunteer in worthwhile causes, have fun when necessary, respect other students. You are not better than anyone else based on your field of study. It's the privilege to be an undergraduate. If you are unsure about the future, be fully present in the now. Seldom look into the past and pay attention to the pattern you find. Know your God. Love learning. Cherish your network. This is part of your becoming, dear fresher. This is a rare privilege. Success on this adventure. Welcome to the university. Your letterman, Tongjao Wongaka. Another letter. Dear Jambite, greetings from the world of a Nigerian university life. I hope this letter finds you well and that you're not too stressed about your upcoming exams. After all, it's only your future that's on the line, no pressure. As a fellow undergraduate student in a prominent federal university, I'd like to share with you a few thoughts and insights that might be helpful as you embark on this journey. First of all, let me tell you, you're in for a ride. University life in Nigeria is not for the faint of heart. You will encounter all sorts of challenges, from strikes and protests to lecturers who don't show up for class, but somehow still manage to give you an F. It's like a never-ending obstacle course, with the finish line just out of reach. But don't worry, there are plenty of ways to cope with the madness. You could join a cult, for example. Just kidding, please don't do that. Instead, try finding a group of like-minded individuals who share your interests and values, whether it's a sports team, a drama club, or a political organization. Having a support system can make all the difference. Another piece of advice, don't be too hard on yourself. Yes, your grades are important, but they're not the only measure of your worth as a human being. If you fail a course, it's not the end of the world. You can always retake it or switch to a different program altogether. Remember, you're not defined by your academic performance. Now I know what you're thinking. But guy, how am I supposed to succeed in this crazy, unpredictable environment? Well, my dear Jambite, the answer is simple. Cheat. Just kidding. Please don't do that either. The real secret to success in university is resilience. You'll face setbacks and disappointments, but you have to keep pushing forward. Don't give up on your dreams just because things get tough. In conclusion, I hope this letter has been helpful, or at least entertaining. University life in Nigeria can be a roller coaster, but it's also an incredible opportunity to learn, grow, and make lasting connections. So go out there, Jambite, and make the most of it. Yours truly, a friendly Nigerian undergraduate student. This was written by my friend Grace. I like to call him Professor because his head is hot and on fire. So there's something that really stood out for me in Chris's letter. He said, being in a university in Nigeria is all about resilience because it is truly a roller coaster ride. The real secret, like he says, is resilience because there's strikes, there's disappointments, and other extraneous variables. So at the end of the day, don't be too hard on yourself. And there was something he mentioned that the first letter also shed light on, and that is valuing your connections. The connections you make in university, they are not fault. Don't take them for granted. It's not a joke, Invest in those relationships and cultivate them, cultivate those networks. Another thing that both letters highlighted so far has been learning is not about the four walls of a classroom. You learn within and outside of your classroom, okay? So you are not only in school to learn in the classroom, there's other ways so you can learn outside of the classroom. Moving on to the next letter. Dear Jambite, welcome to the Federal University System. I am a final year student, or an FYB, final year brethren, as we are popularly called on campus. Being a part of this system can be filled with so much fun, but don't get carried away. The thing that has always stood out for me is the level of freedom we have as university students. To an extent, this has been the worst and also the best part of this system. As students in the Federal University, you have the opportunity to make decisions that will affect your whole life, either in positive or negative ways. It's left for you to make the call. As students, we are not forced to go for lectures, forced to go to religious activities, forced to write exams, or even forced to eat, as funny as it may seem. We also have opportunities to attend parties, stay up all night, and do other extreme fun activities as a young person would like to be part of. As a young adult in 100 level, you might get overwhelmed with such freedom, and this could lead to you making a wrong decision or falling for peer pressure I urge you to avoid. Remember, you have a future way ahead. Some actions can end up haunting you for the rest of your life. You should make the right decisions always. Make sure you have fun, but don't get carried away. This is the most important of them all. Have a beautiful year one, Jambito. This is from my friend Gil Dachomo. He is currently serving and, been there, done that. So take these words of advice very seriously. There's something that stood out for me. He mentioned the level of freedom that we have as university students. For those of us who get admission immediately after secondary school, the freedom can be overwhelming. But he's saying, don't be carried away with so much fun. And like in my previous episodes, I've emphasized on how much you need to prioritize and know what you're in school to do. So your freedom to do all these things will actually be worth it. Moving on to the next letter. Hi, y'all. University is many things to many people, but it is exactly what you make it. It could be fun, scary, intimidating, life-changing, exciting, and glamorous. It all depends on you. But I urge you to firstly do something that scares you. Join a group, hike with friends, contest in elections, learn taekwondo, do sport, dance. Just ensure that you make new friends and network, because in the end, that's what will eventually matter. And the memories are what will give you joy. So cheers to making the best of your time. This short and punchy letter was written by my friend Ashley. She's also a graduate now. So yes, have fun. At the end of the day, it is your decision that will determine what your experience in uni is like. Okay, so this letter is very, very short. I won't even say it's a letter because it's just one sentence. And it goes, my letter will be short and will read thusly. If you can, avoid federal school. Obviously, this sounds like someone who did not have a fun time in university. Like I said, stress is too much. All right, so this last letter is from me to you. Dear Jambite, I see you decided to go with the flow of going to a public university in Nigeria. That's bold, and I must commend you, because getting an education in Nigeria is not for the faint-hearted. 70% of your experience is occupied by uncertainty, and the other 30%, well, it's still uncertain. The only thing you're certain of is that you're a student. You're not certain you actually study the course you applied. You're not certain the quality of education you will receive. You're not even certain the year you'll graduate. It's disheartening, really, that your federal government doesn't rate you enough to prioritize your need. Brace up for the good, bad, and ugly. And I mean that literally. Nigerian university will stain your white and every other color of clothes in your wardrobe. At least that's something you can be sure of. Alright, so that's the end of all the letters that I have for you. But moving forward, I would like to share my university experience. I believe that you can draw some common factors from all the letters that I've written. But then, I'd like to believe that a little percentage, a good number of us students have a good experience. Just for the record, I actually love school, so my experience is going to be in very wide, deep contrast with the vast majority of Nigerian students. Applying to a federal university in Nigeria or even a state university, like I said in my letter, you're not certain. You're not even certain of what you're going to study when you get to the university. You're not. I applied general and applied psychology, and that was exactly what I got. Of course, my results were good and all of that, and I was very happy. In fact, I was happy to the point that I told my family members and my friends, if I didn't get what I wanted to study, I think I would have run mad, because genuinely there was no option B for me. There are people that enter uni and they're like, if they don't give me this course, I can study this, I can study this. My mind was just fixed on psychology. And when I got into psychology, I realized that another course I would have loved to study was theatre and performing arts. But that's a story for another day. So moving forward, I applied psychology. I was having the best time of my life. I had determined that if I wasn't eventually going to practice what I studied in the university, then at least I should have fun while studying it. Also, at this point, it is important to note that a good number of students in Nigeria don't really practice what we studied. And I was on a mission to absolutely practice what I was going to study. And if I wasn't going to do that, let me at least have fun learning, because I'd heard of how people that studied English were working in banks, and people that studied one weird course, were working at a totally opposite, place and had a totally different career path. And I thought that was scary and I didn't want that to be me. So I was determined. And throughout my undergraduate days, people didn't really think that I was going to school because of how much I absolutely loved school. Like when school was not in session, I was sad. I was literally sad. Like you'd see it in my mood and in my behavior. I was literally sad. So when the lecturers go on strikes, that would be the most depressing moments for me, honestly, because nothing to do. And some of us are not exactly gifted with hand skills, it's just our brain and academic work that we have to prove ourselves in a way. So yeah, non-school periods were the worst periods of my undergraduate years. And so yes, like I said in my letter, everything is uncertain because of how broken the system is. Everything is uncertain. In fact, going to uni was sort of like what I ordered versus what I got, because there was a lot of culture shock. I mean, we have so much freedom. We can actually do this and nobody will question us. We can go where we want to. So that really took a toll on my mental health because there was nobody to ring the bell to wake me up like in secondary school. And I wasn't exactly taught the way I expected I'd be taught. I thought that we were going to have like a lot of, stress. Of course, you'll find my course mates that believe we went through a lot of stress, and I'm not sure that I went through that much stress. At some point, there were students that kept saying, my department is after my life, my department is after my life. And I'll just laugh and say, oh, I totally can't relate because my department is not after my life, And I honestly had a fun-filled time. At some point, I couldn't cope academically because I was slipping into depression and I didn't even know what it was, but I got the needed help and, came back up. Of course, I had, when it comes to grade, honestly, just take it one day at a time. Like my friend Chris said, it's not your grades that define you. Make sure you stick to that. I think that my biggest advice for Jambite will be that have the most fun, like Ashley said in her letter. Have all the best fun that you can. Just make the most of your experience, Like there's this saying, some of our senior colleagues used to tell us, don't just pass through school. Let school pass through you. I honestly don't know what that means. I haven't been able to figure out what it means. But if you know what it means, please, by all means, let me know. You can just tag me on any of my social media and let me know what you think that means or what that means to you. Alright, so I'm going to take some few comments from my social media. I asked people to give just a piece of advice and we had quite a number. Any HMP says, not all senior colleagues are worth listening to. Dinka says, make the right connections, find a hustle, and be intentional about it. Emi Mensa says, stay away from bad company. Coach Badun gave a long contribution, but in summary, make sure that you are always checking in and following up with your level coordinator. Okay. Jerry says, forget what your peers and seniors will tell you about certain courses. Read for that course even if everyone is failing it. If only one person will score an E, let the person be you. Just put in your best and you'll be fine. Dorothy says, find God and hold him tight. Read your book. That's what you are here for. Build yourself also spiritually, physically, mentally, financially, and learn new things. Brother John says, make sure you go for a course you're passionate about or like at the very least. It's already a hard knock life in uni, especially public unis. Settling for a course you don't give 2 cents about makes it worse. With that, we have come to the end of this episode. Thank you very much for listening. My mental health tip for this week is brace up. You've got this. Feel free to connect with me at Nerat-Dagwi on all social media and also follow the podcast page at Mental Health Conversations on Instagram and on Facebook. Until next time, bye.